Hello everyone and welcome to Factorio. I'm Par, and it's Seablock time. In the previous episode we did this thing. We placed a really awesome power plant right in the middle of our rail grid, here and here. And that's the design that I would like to follow from now on. Like in every block, in every new block that we'll be producing. Speaking of new blocks, well, not producing, but I guess like building, filling with stuff. Speaking of new blocks, I would like to clear some room for more stuff, and yeah, let's do that. May take a while for us to properly clear all this area. However, we gotta do that. We gotta do that at some point. Let's see. The situation with the fuel cells looks pretty good. I like what I see here. We have a lot of uranium being produced. We don't really have any shortages here. Right, one thing I'd like to do, yeah, I'd like to say, like, this has priority 1000. Like, it's the highest priority ever to get these materials delivered here. Like, nothing is more important than getting the stuff and producing uranium. Okay, good. And we have a full, pretty much warehouse with that. One thing that I'd like to maybe do, maybe we should lower this to like 1000, just to make sure that this stuff is running properly. And another thing that I'd like to do, I would like to maybe copy this, paste it right here, for example. I'd like to change the recipe here. I would like to reprocess this MOX thingies. This ones. MOX fuel cells. Need to reprocess them, we'll get some, maybe I should have reprocessing built, you know, on the side. Where should I place it? Maybe right here. We can rearrange the stuff at some point, it's fine. Now, what should we do next? I think we need to continue our expansion. Okay, let's do this here, like that. Is this inside the rubber port? No, it's actually outside of rubber port range. That is okay, because you can add one more rubber port here. We have some rubber ports there. Let's do it like this. 1, 2. And I'd like to paste this here, like this. Oh, but we will be killed. Okay, let's do it like this. This thing, we might actually lose it. It's okay. It is okay if that happens. Next. So, my goal is to start producing tungsten. Once we start producing tungsten, we should be able to produce the circuits. For the circuits, I don't know, where should we build the circuits? Where should we be making them? I need to change the whole base somehow, but I don't know how. I want to like rearrange it to use this design, but that means that we'll have to go through every single block and rebuild the block, and that's too much effort. That's too much effort because I don't even have tier 3 modules, and designing it for like tier 3 and beacons 3 in mind is a bit too much, and we'll probably have to do it one like step by step anyway. Yeah, so that's Okay, we could start potentially with clearing this area. But okay, if we clear this spot and start it from here, then, like, by placing reactor in the middle, you would cut off this production. But we could have, like, beaconed builds for the crushed thingy, for the crushed stones here. Maybe I shouldn't think about that too much, because beaconed crushed ore, what it would help with, it would help with reducing, like, fixing UPS problems. But right now, we don't really have that issue at the moment. Right now we have shortage of materials. We, like, are lacking stuff all the time. Okay, interesting. What's this? Oh, right. Wait, I didn't want... I didn't want that to work like that. Oh, stop. Don't do that. Please don't do that. I'd like to place a regular requester chests in there. I'll wait for this process to finish, actually. Okay, it will finish doing whatever it's doing. And this process, it's not doing anything yet. So what I wanted to do, I would like to have this process, and then we'll have americium and curium. So let's get americium from here. Wait, it's neptunium. Americium. How are we using americium? Oh, it's this process. Okay, got it. So this will be... This is the process. Okay, we are producing a lot of plutonium using that. Okay, good. So I'll have this thing producing plutonium. Let's actually start it. Now, this stuff will be processing MOX cells, like that. I'm not sure, I would probably kind of want to make it active provider, just to be honest. Yeah, I want this one to be active provider because I want this process to, like, the results of this process to have priority over everything else. And this stuff, I also want it to be a provider. Active provider, that is. And maybe we should add one storage chest in here. Should we? If we add a storage chest, we might have problems, right? Unless it's americium, curium, or uranium-238. How do we do that? Maybe I should place it right there, and to the side. Let's see. So we'll have americium, curium, uranium-238. I mean, I could also have, like, basically all uranium stuff could be placed right there. And lead oxide, I don't want it. Okay. Where is our robot delivering storage chest? Where is it? I don't see it. Oh wait, it's this one? No? Yes? No. It's okay, it's taking a while, it's fine. Let's take a look. So, we built this power plant, that's good. This power plant is powering these two things. That is also good, and we actually need quite a lot of power for this block, like this red socket build. actually have like need more power than this design would normally be able to support, because it would support only 150. This thing is using 200, I believe. Well, it's using 135 now, so it's, I guess, okay. Right, gold. Golden wire. We are still processing them, well, researching them, and we are missing pink signs. What's happening with pink signs? Why are we missing it? We need red circuits. Should we change what we are doing with red circuits or not? Should we do that? Let's think. Do I have big beacons? First question. Where are my beacons? I see them here. Do we have beacons? We should have beacons. These are beacons 1. We should also have maybe beacons 2 somewhere. One thing that I don't like about this is that I don't have space for the awesome plant to be placed right here, unless I move something to the side. Right. So what I could do, I could basically take all of this and just move it kind of to the side. Maybe let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's say we'll have this process, this exact thing, running here. Like that. So if we make it run there, then nuclear plant, we could place it right here, and there would be space for that. Okay, good. I like that. I like that. And we'd obviously have to have like some deliveries of things over there, which we could easily get. Right? Let's see. This could go like this. That thing could go like that. This could be delivering some stuff, and this one could also be, like delivering things like that. Okay, good. Now we'll wait for that part to be constructed. We are probably missing some stations. I want all of this to be based on substations, to be honest. Where are our substations? Substations are right here. Yeah, but I can just replace this. Can I? No, I don't think I can. Okay, we should have power connection coming from above. So it will be fine. One thing that we need to do, we need to switch this warehouse to actually be delivering things over there. And we can do that by adding a loader and by adding a belt. We just belt stuff over there. That's exactly what we'll do. Right, let's maybe make things a little bit better. Let's say we'll have a requester chest right there, and it will be requesting and placing like uranium ore. We just requesting uranium ore and placing there. And this chests in theory could be buffer chests, I guess. I'm not sure whether it's a good idea, because if you make them buffer chests, then all these processes need to request from buffer chests as well. Maybe it's okay. Maybe not. It's fine, because, okay, we don't need to do that, because uranium, like these materials, they are used up everywhere else. Maybe except, no, even this one, even uranium 234. is used up, so it's okay. It's okay. Now, what we can do? We can actually, I feel, cut this off completely. Just cutting the stuff off here, and we will have something like that added here. Good. Good, 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 good. This is looking really good. We need one power pole is missing there. This stuff, I don't even know why I still have that. I mean, I do know, but we don't want to have that. And I would really like this reactor to work all the time. And I probably want to work it without robots, but I'm not sure we can actually achieve that. I don't think we can. So it's fine. We'll have all our power will be robot based. Absolutely not like it's not a risky solution. Nothing to worry about here. Having the whole power being supplied by logistic robots that I'm also using to deliver landfill into this kind of buffer chests. Oh, should be okay, I think. We'll see. We will see. Right, we are waiting for the stuff to happen here, and while that's happening, we can actually, I think, delete all of that and start exporting things, because we should really offload everything that we have from this warehouse over there. And speaking of these things, I would like... Oh wait, we can set only one item to be filtered? No way. I want many items to be filtered here. Let's do it like this. We'll have 6 of them. We can actually already start setting the filters. So we could have one for uranium, whatever, like the first one. The other one. This thing. What else? Neptunium. Okay, Neptunium will be here. Plutonium. Sure. The other thing. And yet another thing. Fuel cells. Do we want to have... I mean, let's do that. This thing. Basically have lots of storage chests so that the robots are like prefer to send materials over here, or at least so that there is always some space for the robots to... So at least there is some space to drop things very, very close to the production, to this provider chest, requester chest, whatever. Active provider chests, most importantly. So we really want to have space for this ones and for the uranium-238. Okay, this thing seems to be working. Let's just remove the inserter here. We'll delete that part. I think we'll delete this part. This part is not really needed. Well, how did we end up with 21 robots there? That's the question. Interesting. Okay, this one, I don't think it's needed. It's not like we are using it. And next, we could place a power plant here, but it wouldn't be great. I'm actually also thinking about switching this recipes to use coolant, but we might have not enough space for that. It's kind of a slight problem here. Might have not enough space, and we can't reuse the build that we used here. Like, we cannot reuse these builds for that. It's just not that great. Okay. All of this is getting cleared. from uranium. This process is working now for real. It's working. We are producing stuff. And this thing, I wanted it to request uranium. Is it here? This one, uranium ore. I want to request it. And we actually have some uranium ore. Interesting. How did this happen? We do have some. Look at that. We also need to do something with the used up uranium fuel reactors, like regular ones. So this one is processing like advanced ones, but we could also have a processing of the regular one. And what we'll do, we will be using this process, right? No, this one. Yes, this one. I'll be using the simplest processes, like the most simple one. Okay. This part will be cleared. This one, I think we lost power. That's unfortunate. Okay, gone. Not interested in that anymore. This thing. We don't really want to have any recipes here. We don't really want to have any of the requests there either. Okay, look at that. We have some stuff there. I don't know what to do with lead oxide. Oh wait, it's even wrong spot for it. We don't have it here. We don't want to have lead oxide here, right? Because it's not related to like uranium stuff. Uranium processing. Okay, good. This stuff is working. It's working non-stop. Nice. This part will be extracted soon. So what we could do for now, we could actually take our reactor. We could just paste it right here. And this whole part will be adjusted soonish, right? We'll be able to like remove our house and all these things. It will be fine. But this way we will decouple, you know, nuclear, like this block, from the global power grid. Another thing that I kind of would like to do, I'd like to switch this power to nuclear power so that we can send lots and lots of electricity along these lines. We have a limit of 500 here. The plant is actually able to produce 600. But we could build it right here, for example, and right here. And right here we could have like 3 plants. We could remove a couple of steam turbines. Say if we remove 1 row of steam turbines, what are we left with? So normally we have wait, it's not 99 that we normally have. Let's check it properly. Normally we have 104. And the power there is we're getting 5.4. So let's calculate. What was it again? 100 what? 104. Let's check. Calculate 104 times 5.4. That's 561. If I were to remove this row and this row, I will lose 16, right? I will lose 16 steam engines. So 104 minus 16 times 5.4 is 475. Okay, that's great. So I'll basically just delete this kind of tiny line, or maybe we'll just cut off this heat pipes at the very end, and this should lower the production kind of capabilities of the build over there. Yes, I think that's a good idea. I think it's an awesome idea. I want to do it. We also don't really need this thing anymore because we have the power right in the middle, and it's very hard to miss it on the map view, I think. So we know that this block is self-powered, this is self-powered, this will be self-powered, and the fact that they're self-powered, that's the best part. They are not actually wasting resources, because we implemented this questionable circuitry logic that waits for 3 conditions to be met, right? It waits for 3 things to happen. First of all, we need the amount of steam in the furthest, in like this storage tank and this storage tank to go down, both of them. The idea is that if this pipe has the heat, so that this thing has steam, then this one should also be producing steam. As soon as it stops producing steam, that means that the heat stops traveling to the furthest point, here, 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 and here. So we don't have steam there anymore, oh sorry, not steam, we don't have heat there anymore, and that's the reason like why we are okay with starting the power plant. Another thing is checking that we have enough fuel to feed all of them at the same time to maximize neighboring bonus, kind of multiplier, maximize the efficiency of using the fuel. So we prefer to run out of fuel, or run out of power, over not being efficient. Yeah, it's questionable thought. It's a questionable thought. And the third condition is right here. We are waiting for 1800 ticks, which is 30 seconds. So we are not letting the thing put more fuel than once every 30 seconds. And the reason for that is we want to give the heat chance to travel. I'm not sure whether 30 seconds is actually enough or not. It might be not enough. But it's okay, we can adjust it. It's not really a problem now, it's a problem only if you have really high power usage for the plant, then you might need to feed it more than once every 30 seconds. Okay, good. What's happening here? We are still missing some part. Let's paste it again. And this thing initially we are disabling. No, we'll disable it. So we will initially disable the timer because while this thing doesn't have power, it's super slow to actually start counting the time. So it's not even doing that because I guess it's waiting for. I'm not sure what's happening. All right, because all power goes into a RoboPort here. Right, that's the reason. I noticed that we do not have that many lamps here. I would like to have that fixed. Tiny oversight, not enough lamps. Let's add the lamps. So we have lamps there, we have lamps here, we have lamps here. We should probably have some lamps here. Right, one thing with this recipe, we want to run this process. Right, that's what we would like to do. Have anything else interesting? Uranium. I think that's basically it. I mean, if you have some other issues, curium, and this one is americium. Aren't we using americium somewhere? Oh, wait, I didn't set up the process. So we want to take americium here, and wait, I'm doing it there. No, here. I want to take americium and produce plutonium. So this should be about americium. It's about reprocessing one type of cells, this is about another type of cells, this is about reprocessing americium. Okay, good. And it's slow. It's too slow. Can we make this better? I don't think so, let's just wait. We are gonna wait. But while we are waiting, we can actually start feeding those things with fuel. Okay. Next thing that we would want to do. We'd want to build the stuff right here. It's actually ran out of power. It's bad. If we build power plant here, we will lose the power along this line. And that will be bad. That will be pretty bad. How would we position the plant? I think we'll have to position it kind of... Oh. Okay, let's say this is an okay position for the plant. It's probably not the greatest one. Oh. I kind of want to place it maybe in the middle. But placing it up there is also not that bad. You know what? Let's do the following. Let's say that we are doing it in these chunks. Okay, 16, 16, and y would be 9 in that case, right? Could actually make this thing 16 as well, so that it's looking a little bit better. So how about now? So we can still place it here. Oh, we don't have a good spot. Doesn't help. Let's make it 32, 2, 0, 25. I guess we'll just place the build right here. Or maybe in the middle. No. I don't quite like the snapping here, but it's okay. We'll do it here, maybe like that. Maybe we'll do it here to make sure there are no extra connections. How do we do it? I think we'll have to snap it on the side to make sure we don't have any extra connections. Yeah. But I'm not convinced that now is a good time for that. I am not convinced. Let's see what we could do now. This part. We are not producing speed modules. Why? Because of red circuits, most likely. Yes, we don't have red circuits. And we're also missing red circuits and lots of other spots. Oh, paper. Didn't we want to set up paper? I think I remember setting up the paper. Inventory. We are missing 105. Last time we checked, we were missing 110. Let's double check what's happening with the paper, because I remember there was like... Oh... No way. That is really sad. So we want to make sure that the amount of paper that we have here... I completely forgot about that. You know, it's okay. It's not that bad. It's kinda bad, but it's not that bad. Because, yes, these warehouses are full of stuff. However, we have enough wooden boards, we have enough red circuits, we have enough of everything. So we might as well just... I don't know, let's say, use up the paper. We'll use it for something. Oh, I need to swap these things. We'll use it for this process. We'll actually tell it that we'll be preferring to take things from this warehouse. That's what we'll do, and we could have actually done it even here. Should have been better. Yeah, you know what? I'll do it on the side. I'll do it here. We will do something like this. Right. And we'll just specify that we're interested in paper. Easy. Easy. Red circuits. Okay, I do not want to rely on T0 modules for its sockets. What do we need to get this stuff done, tier 1? This seems to be a relatively straightforward process that doesn't require that many things, except for this part. We will need to have 24. And the next tier requires black sockets, and the next one also black sockets. So this is kind of more complicated, but I want to try and build both of this in the same block right here. Can we do that? Can we produce prod modules 1 and 2? So prod modules 1. Let's change this a little bit. Let's say, because they share lots of similar materials, right? They share like transistors, solder, they share a lot of stuff. Let's try to go for 0.2 prod modules 2 in a separate block. So we're again going for prod modules 2. Actually, we're interested in these ones, the ones that we haven't even researched yet, but we'll still try to build with that in mind. So we are trying to produce this thing there, and here we will get production of this one going. And yes, we are consuming prod modules 0. That's okay. We have them on LTM. That shouldn't be a problem. Now, we would need polished rubies. Interesting. We'll need productivity logic board, productivity processor board. To get productivity processor board, we just need that stuff. Logic board, we need this stuff. So we have, well, we almost have shards, we don't quite have them. We do not have crystals yet. For that we'll need byte research. Okay, let's see. Module processor board, module logic board. It's different ones. Okay, processor board. Where's this stuff? Logic board requires that stuff. So far they are looking very, very similar. 612, 14, 14. 612. Why are we using that? I'd like to use this thing everywhere. And maybe I want it to be like default or something. And here, why are we using that one? I want to be using purple thing. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. How can we make this work really nicely? So we'll need a lot of transistors. And we'll need a lot of solder. I'm actually no longer sure about our solder situation. I think we'll need to improve it. Like a lot. Platinum. We'll need platinum for this thing, but for this one, we don't need anything. What's the total amount of materials that we need? The processing units, we don't have this many. Advanced processing units. We'll need lots of solder, transistors. Okay, transistors, we will be making them on site. 25. Fine. Well, 25 per second. It's actually one belt. We could maybe even have centralized build for transistors. Integrated electronics. We can also deliver that on a belt. We could get these two things and, just produce them. What will we need to do for the last part? We'll need also a bit of transistors and integrated electronics. And module contacts. And we're also using module contacts here, right? Yep. Why don't I have one huge block over there? Because I have a feeling that I could actually fit all three of this. I think I could fit all three. in a single city block. Can I? Because if we are able to fit all three in here, like right here, to have all production happening here, then we could use this space for something. For example, we could have shards produced here, the other way, splinters here, like this ones. We'll just move it. It's fine, but it will look really beautiful once we do. So we could have splinters here, we could have shards here, and we could have crystals there. And then it would kind of look nice, I think. This one should be about biters. Well, turrets. Yes, not really biters. We want to clear that part, we want to clear this part. What's happening here? We'd like to delete this nest of worms. It's good. Okay, we will delete that one. Here, let's do the same. Oh, I also wanted to research artillery, didn't I? I think I wanted to do that. I still want to do that. There are so many things to do right now in the base, but I'm just not fast enough, I guess. And we want to get here to be able to, you know, to be able to do something with titanium. Okay, this should look good. This part can be removed. We can extend this further down. Also try to extend this, I guess. Well, cannot, but we will be able to soonish. Okay, just like that. So extend this further down. This part will be. Oh, it's not cleared. No way. Okay, let's do this. Let's just do this. Okay, nice. This part. We can remove this thing and we can paste our reactor. Let's call it reactor. Oh, I didn't save it. What is the power production of this reactor? It's 560. 560. Let's call it like this. Library. Reactor. 160 megawatts. Right, that's our reactor. Good. And we can be using it for stuff. Actually, let me take a look. The power lines, power connections seem to be okay. Now, this stuff. Wait, this is the wrong one. This is the correct one. We do not have power connection here. How do we fix that? We would add. How do we do that? We'll add one here, probably. No, let's do it like this. One. Let's do it on the same line. On the same line. 1, 2. Okay, we'll have 3, 4. That should be enough. And here we could also simplify maybe the things a little bit. Should we or not? It's a question. Let's go over there and finish building that part. Right, we seem to be not producing beacons. That's bad. We should start doing that. Let's see. So we are getting some power. I'd like this substations to be placed. Then I would also want to have something placed. Say, oh, come on. Come on. Right, let's proceed. how should we do it? If we place one here, partially cover everything that we need, we could place one there, have one here, and maybe one here. Maybe something like this. Okay, what is this connection? I don't want it. I don't want this one. Let's double check. Are the power connections here looking good? I think so. They're looking fine. We could also, I mean, we could connect those two halves, but we don't really need to do that, and maybe we shouldn't. Okay, what's happening here? We want to have this connection. I'd like to have this one. And maybe this one. Kind of like that. Let's start deleting this part. We will delete power poles from up there. And I probably want to delete them from here because we just we shouldn't need them at this point. Because what we can do, we can just add the connection here. And now suddenly we are powering this block. I think. Let's remove this one. We could add it so that it looks nicer. Yeah. Yes, like this. Look at that. I think it's looking really good. Now the part that's missing, we are missing a connection here, like that. And with that, we can actually, well, let's start by turning this off to make sure everything still works. And seems like it works. These are interesting, these accumulators. We don't really need them, but this substation is charging them, and these electric poles are using up the electricity. Interesting. It's fine, it's fine. Let's delete this one. So we are slowly clearing our base from all like extra from all extra uses of transformers, transistors, transformers. Right, this transformer transistors are here. Okay, we are missing a beacon. Let's set up their production. So we can go to the mall. So I've been thinking lately. Shouldn't, like, I really want to replace this one with a Mojo D style mall, but I don't know. Is this a good idea? Is it too much? Okay, beacon. Let's produce beacons. We'll be producing beacons in large quantities. We want like full stacks of them. Harmonic crystal splinter. We don't have those, do we? Harmonic splinter. We don't really have harmonic crystal splinters, but it should be relatively straightforward to produce them. Let's go here. Here. Oh, we don't have lights. No way. How could we forget about those? Forgotten about the lights. That's bad. That is bad. Let's add one light here. One light. No, not here. We'll add it here, here, and here, and even here. So we have lights around the corner, and we could have a light over here, and here, of course. And it looks like we might also be missing some lights right there. Right, like this. Okay, so we have lights, we have lots of stuff in there, we have 1000 of red stuff. And what we can do now... Okay, let's take a look. Harmonic thinking. What? Harmonic crystal splinter. This thing. It can be produced in assembling machine. So let's do that. Let's say we'll have a machine placed right here. We will have provider chest maybe placed right here so that it's easy to look at. We'll have stack inserter working here. It will be picking up stuff from there and dropping it over here. And we'll have probably another stack inserter here. Just like that. And we should get harmonic thingies produced, and they will be just delivered by robots. I'm not gonna be setting up anything for those because they're used like literally only in beacon and crystal tip saw blade that we are not using. So that's the idea, and we'll probably limit it to 1 stack. 1 stack should be enough. What are our inserters? Okay, here we have it. This inserter will be dropping stuff over there, and it will be picking stuff from over there. And this thing is producing harmonic... No, wait, this one. Polished red crystal shard. Cut. Splinter. Wait. Polished crystal splinter. We have a problem. We have a tiny problem. Let's fix this. Let's say we will have... how should we do that? Like that. Okay, we'll try again. We'll have inserter, inserting stuff here. From here, we'll have inserter, inserting stuff here from there. Or, you know, let's do it differently maybe. Let's swap this around. We'll have one fast inserter working here, another here, and another one here. Yes, we'll do it like this. The problem is that we do not have logistic coverage. Yeah, but we should be able to get it by just adding another part. Nice. Nice. This part is working. We are producing power. We have lots of stuff here, actually, and it might even make sense to have some isolated bot network here to make sure the stuff runs all the time and to export the things kind of separately, but I don't know. I should have maybe moved this one further away. This way we could have had like slightly better setup here, but we can adjust it later because like we know already that it's pretty straightforward to move this thing around. We can do it at a later point. It's okay. Right, now, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to produce these things. Splinters. Right? And I need to do the following. I need, let's say this one will be grabbing the furthest one. The furthest ones are here, and we want to keep the... Okay, already worked, nice. This one could be placing stuff there, and could be grabbing them from there. This is a blue one, and this will be red one. And we want to limit it to just one box. Nice. And that's basically it. Now we have a production of harmonic crystal splinters, and those should be... They are already picked up, because those are needed for the beacons. To produce the beacons, and we are doing it right here, right? We are asking... Well, that's not a lot. What's the speed of the beacons? What's the speed of this thing, of the production? 15 seconds. You know what? That's a pretty long travel time. Let's say we're asking for like 50. It's okay. We're asking for 50, we already have 40 on the way. And with that, we have beacon production. We actually have a lot of military science. I forgot. I completely... Why is this so dark? I completely forgot that we had military science. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? There's a couple of lights there. Wouldn't hurt. We could add some lights here. Here, and maybe like over there. Okay, this is already an improvement. What I was doing, I was going to check on military science. How much do we have? We have 3.8 thousand. That's not a lot, because the reason we want military science, right, I remember, it's because of artillery. That's the idea, but we need 30,000, and I'm not sure whether it's like 30,000 times 2 or not. It's a lot. It's significantly more than we actually have. We can perform this research, actually. Yes, we can do that. We have enough military science for that. So let's do that. Now, let's double check again. This part, we want... Before I forgot. We need to go there, and we need to enable the timer. So the timer, okay, it is enabled. That is good. So nothing is happening here, no power is being produced, and we are not consuming power from the global network, which is powering, by the way, now. We have 32 connections right now. So 32 city blocks are powered from the main grid, and we are slowly switching this off to kind of this build, which I might make a little bit more beautiful in the future. We'll see. Okay, 1 block, 2, 3, we have a bunch of blocks. Could build a similar one here, but there's not much point because I'm not producing efficiency modules. I don't think I'll be doing that. I'll be just... well... Okay, I actually do not know. It could be helpful to reduce efficiency, to reduce power requirements for some of the builds, because imagine if you have like full beaconed block somewhere. Fully beaconed, let's say crushed ore production. Like it's possible to produce basically one green belt of crushed ore of one type in like this amount of space. I did it in 017 Seablock playthrough. So we can use this amount of space to produce a green belt. Green belt is like what? Like 190? 90, I think. 90 crushed ore per second. And it uses a lot of beacons. So that stuff would use much more than this build can produce. And the problem is not even with the power build. The real problem is with this thing. The best substations that we have are able to handle only 500 megawatts. The best ones. So we either lower power requirements of the build to 500 megawatts, or we manually split pieces of it so that we have like multiple electric networks inside one city block. But then I would probably also want to have space for this build in there, which could be made smaller with better turbines. Actually, why don't we look at that? Turbines, this stuff. If you make the build smaller, that would be a good thing, right? You could even have better turbines, but it's super expensive. We'll probably want to go there by that stage. But I'm not opposed to reducing this build even right now. Let's take a look. So if we have this build and we can say, okay, heat exchangers. Wait, we cannot use better heat exchangers? What? We are not allowed to use better heat exchangers? But then... Oh, because you want to get this this power. Okay, I get it now. I get it now. Let's do this. How do we do this? We are producing power. We can... let's do it in a separate one. And we are going for 561, right? We could have power production using better turbines. Yeah, and we could actually tell the spot that we'll be using. Wait, we are not getting steam. We want to get the power, and we want to get power from steam engine 3, this one. So we'll need the steam. This steam will produce it using these heat exchangers. Minimum temperature is 600. Oh, it might be harder to deliver the things up there. But the path should be shorter, so maybe it kind of works out in the end. 561, right? That's what we are going for. 155, what? 161. $161. Oh, right. Okay, my bad. My bad. That wasn't supposed to be the turbine. That's supposed to be this thing. Steam turbine. 161. That's what we are trying to get. And we could get it using this process. So the amount of power is the same, 561 of heat, but it's 39. So it's basically 10 on each side. The ratio is still 1 to 2. So it's 10 on each side. And if we go for like 10, we could make it 7, 9. Okay, we can have like 11. If we go for 11, if we go for 600. Okay, it's not exactly 11. So we have to be, we'll end up being limited to like 120 maybe, something. So it's 10, right? The point is that we would save... Oh wait, it's actually this amount. Right, we are counting on the spot. It's okay, we're counting on the spot. So we can get like 9 or 11. We could go for 9. And this way we are saving 2 rows. That's a significant saving. And another option is to go directly to the latest thing, 561, right? And with the latest one, we could, if we are using 600, it's 33. If we use 580 or 70, it's basically 32. So it's 8 on each side. I could, I guess, remove this part, and then it would look kind of still nice. But we'll have only 8, and 8 it would be this amount. Right, so 1 tier is saving us 1 line, and the next tier will save us 1 more line. It's not that bad, but it's not at the same time huge savings of space. I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised. I thought it would be more beneficial. I thought it would be more beneficial to upgrade to better steam turbines. We might still do it in the end, but maybe only in places where we are like really short on space. Maybe that's what we should be doing. Okay. What have you been doing today? We were getting beacons. Right, we have 10. Why we have only 10 beacons? That's a problem. Well, it's not a problem, but I want to have more of them. Because they're really slow to produce. I'd like to have 100 beacons. I want to have lots of beacons just waiting for us. We need red circuits. Maybe it's time to design a new block for red circuits, because the way things are going, we are experiencing red circuit shortage. What about green circuits? So we have lots of green ones now. We don't have red. Right. So we have lots of green. We don't have lots of red. Or I could just copy this thing. How much red circuits are we producing? Circuits. These ones. So the production is dipping. Occasionally we are short on something. And I suspect that something is actually... It's probably solder. Do we have a lot of solder? Well, we do have some solder. Or maybe aluminium. Do we need aluminium for red circuits? That's the question. We do need aluminium. Oh, look at that. So we actually shot on aluminium. Very surprising. This aluminium, here is our aluminium. We don't have a lot of aluminium. Okay, speed models and beta assemblies, we have not done it. Silver block to use coolant. I don't know. Nuclear power. I guess done. We need to improve aluminium. Aluminium. How do we properly spell this? How do we properly spell aluminium thingy? Aluminium. Okay, I was right. Well, I got it right. Nice. About that task, switch silver block to use coolant. What exactly do we mean for that? Oh, we mean this thing. Right. And we cannot do it yet, I think, because we do not have the process yet. Right? Silver. Where is our silver? Here is our silver. And we need... Well, I do have a recipe here. Right, so we can do it right now. Is that what the game is telling me? We could go here. We could drop all of that on the ground. And we could... No, we cannot. We cannot. My bad. My bad. What is it? It's probably this process, no? Or some other. Silver. Yep. We need this one done, and for that we need blue science. It's fine. It is okay. Actually have pink science here. What's going on? I think they're just super slow. Oh, and they don't have power. Oh, we do not have power. that is actually interesting and a little bit surprising, because I would expect this power plant to be able to handle the power used by research facility. Is this a lot of power that is required or not a lot? I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. It is a little bit hard to tell. Interesting. What can we do to improve that? We could build power block right here. It will power these 4 things. We could build power. We cannot actually build power here, we don't have space for that. And we don't have space for it. Okay, this is a bit tricky, but we have a power block here that will cover this part, and this one. This one, do we even need this one? We could have a power here that will cover this block. So we'll have dedicated power for this one, dedicated power for this one. For this one we might have to place it right there. And for this one we could actually place it right here. So we could power this whole segment by dedicated power blocks, power builds. They would not be in the middle, but I feel that's okay, because we can reserve kind of this design for the new blocks, and the other ones could just be semi-random. Okay, I think we know what to do next, and I would probably... I don't know what I should focus on. Should I switch these lines first? Are they experiencing issues? I mean, they could potentially be. We saw in the past that sometimes we're experiencing issues there, but we don't have problems with our production right now, so maybe that's not a priority. Maybe the priority is actually fixing like the power in this area and getting rid of this power plant along the way. Because we'll have power here, we'll have power here. These ones initially, maybe we should just switch them to the global network or not. Or we could really place power plant in here. I guess we'll have to think about this a little bit. We'll have to think. Okay, let's take a break here. Thanks everyone for watching. This was episode 184, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!